What is up, fam? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Jessica Vieira here. So today we're going to be doing some math, and I'm going to be talking about ads, as because your girl, she loves ads. So I'm going to speak about the $5 a day ad lie that nobody is talking about. Okay, now you've probably heard that you can run $1 a day ads, $2 a day ads, $5 a day ads, and apparently you can make significant amounts of passive income from this strategy. Now, your girl loves data and your girl loves math, and some math ain't mathin'. So today I'm going to be breaking down ad budgets, how $5 a day ads work, and I'm going to get really clear on some realistic ad budgets and what is actually going to be able to move the needle forward for you quite quickly. Now, this is for you if you are a beginner or you're just launching your very first campaign. And I'm going to go through like different daily budgets and how it all works, okay? Because I think it's really important for people to understand how ads work, how daily ad budgets work, and what is the best strategy in order for you to actually start gaining momentum, okay? Now, low budget ads don't fail because of bad targeting or bad creatives. Whilst, yes, that can be a contributing factor, today I'm specifically talking about ad budgets, okay? So they fail because the math just does not work. If your product, let's say, like your front end product, yeah, because if I scroll down, you have at the top, we've got your traffic, okay? And you're sending traffic to your sales page. And this is what I call your front end product, okay? And let's say you're sending all this traffic to here. And let's say that this front end product is $47, okay? Maybe it's $7, maybe it's $27, maybe it's $47, okay? Obviously, I'm going to do this all based on a $47 product. Now, let's say you're spending $5 a day, okay? If I go back up, let's say you're spending $5 a day and you create 5 ads for this brand new product. And now you're in like what I call like phase 1. You're in testing launch phase where you create maybe 5 ads to launch your front end product. And then you have to decide on a daily budget, okay? Now, if you create these five ads, and you set the budget at $5 a day, that means you're saying you have $5 a day divided by 5 ads. That means you're spending $1 per ad, okay? Now, you could end up waiting up to 47 days to make one sale. And by that point, you would have reached creative fatigue from the ad anyways, okay? So now for creative fatigue often happens around day 14 to 21, okay? And I want to make note of this is when you launch at such a low budget, that means that you're going to be put into learning limited, okay? Now, if you were well rehearsed with ads, you would know that there is learning limited and then there is active, okay? So when you're in learning limited, that means you have a small budget. That means that there's not enough data sending back to Meta. That means that because the ad budget, sorry, my fringe is really annoying me. Because the ad budget is really low, you're not basically giving Meta enough budget to say, hey, find a place for these ads inside of the entire marketplace. So that means that you will reach creative fatigue a lot faster because there's 1, not enough budget, and number 2, not enough data. Number 3, you're not getting enough eyeballs on your ads, which means it's going to be a really slow burn. Now, I know some of you might be thinking like, oh, well, $5, $10 a day ads feels really safe for me because it is low budget. And I know that there's always a lot of fear around spending on ads. It's like, if I spend on this ad, will I make the money back? One thing that I want to say to like all of you is that when you're investing into ads, you have to be okay with maybe losing some money. So a little bit of a mindset that I have and how I approach ads always, like every single month, even though like I am a veteran in running ads and all of the rest, and I understand ads inside and out. Even when I launch a new product, in a new funnel, I will always have a conversation with myself and also Monique, my sister, and we will sit down and we'll figure out, okay, how much are we willing to put in for the total 30 days? And then how much are we willing to lose? How much are we willing to say, okay, if we lost $2,000 or $3,000 in this month, is that something that we are able to swallow and be okay with, knowing that we're, number one, collecting data, number two, finding out what's working, what's not working in terms of ad creatives, and number three, knowing that we're giving enough daily budget to Meta to say like, hey, here are all of our ads, here are all of our tests, find a place for them in the marketplace and like tell me what's working, what's not working. So like even for me, maybe, and you find what your threshold is, okay? Maybe instead of looking at, okay, $5 a day, which if we do the math, let me just quickly do this. So if we do the math, and normally when you do first launch, it's normally like a 30-day testing period, especially on a brand new funnel, okay? So if you, let's say $5 times 30 days in a month, so that's $150, okay? $150 to enter the Meta ad auction, okay? $150. Now, if you think about it, how many people are running ads? Like Meta is a giant of a platform. And if you are in a competitive niche, then it's going to be 10 times harder for you to get this $150 over 30 days to go very far. So if, let's just say, for example, right, I say that I'm spending $50 a day or $100 a day, right, which might feel a little bit scary for you if you're just starting out. And I get $5 may feel really safe for you, okay? But let's say you instead decide to launch at $50 a day. We times that by 30 days, that's $1,500 that you're allocating to testing, all right? So a conversation to have with yourself first is, what am I willing to spend over a 30-day period, knowing that I'm, number one, preventing ad fatigue. Number two, I'm getting sufficient amount of data for my brand new product that I really want to work well. Number three, I'm getting like so much data and I'm getting pushed out to millions of people very quickly, okay? The reason why I'm able to test brand new products very fast and be really profitable and have successful launches is because I'm not frugal with the amount that I'm going to spend in my launch. I'm okay with gambling and putting money in, knowing that that could completely change my life and have a successful brand new product launch, okay? So here's what's actually happening. When you're doing $5 a day, you're not protecting your money. You're just losing that money slowly. It's like putting $1 into a slot machine once a week and wondering why you never win. And you're not even playing the game. Now, low budget means low reach. Low reach means you're not even in the auction. And Meta is prioritizing people spending real money. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so let's say here are like two little people. Got my little stick figures. Okay, so let's say person number one is spending $100 a day. Person number two is spending $500 a day. Okay, in the auction, go my drawings. Now, let's say this is little old you over here, the littlest person in the entire marketplace, okay, spending $5 a day. And then Meta doesn't even see you. They cannot see you because you're spending $5 a day, and then there are all these people over here, bigger players, maybe some of your competitors, spending $100 a day, $500 a day, or even more, and then you've tried to launch into the marketplace at $5 a day, and Meta's like, well, I don't really know where to place you. I can't even see you, right? So you're really competing with these people that are willing to spend more, okay? And that is just the way of ads, right? It's like the biggest players will always win because they are spending the most on ads, right? It is how Meta works is it's a bidding auction. You're bidding for your place in the marketplace, okay? So now let's go through budget tiers now. Now, this is based on like what I know personally works and what I know gets the fastest amount of data for you. So if you're someone that's like, I want to move quickly and you don't really like waiting a significant amount of time for you to get the data. And most of the time, what I always hear is when people start off with $5 a day, they're like, why is this taking so long? And it's like, well, it's taking so long because the budget is so long. So low. So the big question is, well, what actually works? What is the minimum that actually works? Okay. Now, based on running ads for years, this is exactly what I found. Okay. So $50 a day. Let me do this. So $50 a day is a good amount for testing. Okay. So this is going to give you enough data within 7 to 10 days. Okay. And it's going to give you, if you run 5 to 6 ads, you're going to get meaningful data within that time period. Okay. Now, if you were to launch at $100 a day, this is where you start to see good amounts of patterns within 5 to 7 days. Okay. Now you can launch with around at $100 a day, I would say around like 6 to 8 ads to find winners within that period. Okay. Now, if you were to launch at $200 a day, obviously this is like a very, very, it is a decent amount to kind of launch with. If you have a brand new ad account, you wouldn't be able to launch at $200 a day. You would have to definitely warm up the ad account first. But if you have a seasoned ad account, $200 a day is aggressive, but it is fast. Now, this definitely doing it this way is not like for complete novices at $200 a day. Like if you have a strong brand, you're really, really good at copywriting, you're good at creating ads, you do have like you are confident in your offer and also you have some understanding with ads, I would say like $200 a day is a really good place to start. I launch all of my campaigns and all my clients' campaigns at $200 a day. Otherwise, like a safe place to start, especially if you're kind of just starting out, is going to be $50 to $100 a day. Yeah, but the $200 a day is where I start all my clients' campaigns and my own. Sometimes I even start $300 a day. Because we know within the 5 days, like what's working and what's not working. You're going to very quickly see what ads are just not going to perform and what are your top performing ads. Now at $200 a day, I would probably launch with around like 10 to 12 ads inside of that campaign. And out of those 10 to 12 ads, like I may have 8 winning ads that I can scale quite quickly. I may end up having 5 winning ads that I can now I have enough data and I can start moving relatively quickly. Okay. So the goal isn't to spend, more forever, which it kind of is, but it isn't, because obviously we want to scale, but it's to spend enough now to learn fast, 5 winners, and then scale profitably. Okay. Because this basically this little table here is essentially your speed to profit. Okay. Data is what wins. If you have more data to work with, the faster that you're able to move through a testing period. So with all that being said, you might be thinking, well, Jess, I don't have $50 a day to be spending on ads. And that's totally valid, okay? If you only have $25 a day or $20 a day, start there. But I really, 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 really think that $50 a day is like the best starting point, to be honest. And if you're not there yet and you are really worrying about putting money in, like ads it is like a gambling game, okay? It can ultimately change your life, put you in front of millions of people. There is a reason why I have a brand. There's a reason why I've made multi-million dollars online, is because ads have accelerated the process. But also, ads are not for those people that have really bad money mindset issues where you are just worried. If you're worried about losing $1 or you're worried about losing $5, then ads probably isn't for you. And that's me being completely open and honest and transparent. If you are worried about losing $100, ads is not for you because you will worry way too much. And ads is data driven, it is not emotional. Okay. Every single number gives you feedback and tells you what's working, what's not working, how you can do better, what you need to fix. Is it the sales page, the order page? Is it the offer? But if you're going to run ads, you need to have skin in the game. You need to be okay with removing your emotions and not panicking. So if you are someone that is going to panic over losing $5 or losing $50 or losing $100, then it may not be the best place for you to start. And then I highly suggest on building your audience first. Make sales organically first, focus on one platform first, build up the confidence around money and transacting money, receiving money, and selling. And then once you get to a really comfortable place, then layer in ads, and ads will amplify what is already working, okay? If you can't invest in testing, then I truly think that you may not be ready for ads just yet. And that's totally okay. But don't convince yourself that $5 a day is starting, $5 a day is starting small. It's just slow failure. It can be a very, very slow burn. It's going to take you, like I said, maybe up to 47 days for you to get enough data to know what's working and what's not working. Also taking into consideration as well, there's different types of ads that you can run. Like this is specifically focused on a sales objective campaign, but then there's also traffic campaigns, lead campaigns, engagement campaigns. Maybe a different type of ad strategy may be good for you if you have a low budget. Now, I teach that inside of Your Brain in AI. I have a few different paths, and it also depends on like your level of comfort of investing. I know myself, and some of my other clients, they don't always start with sales objective campaigns. They start with other strategies first to get sales in the door, to get people in their DMs, to start selling in a different way before they move to running sales objective campaigns. Okay. And I teach this inside of Your Brain in AI. I teach multiple different ways of running ads and getting sales and getting clients. And not everyone will start off with this particular strategy, which is for sales objective campaigns when you're selling low ticket products or membership funnels, which is what I teach inside of Your Brain in AI. And some people have a different level of comfort and safety with a different way to acquire sales, okay? So one way may not just be the way that you start, and that's totally fine. I think it's really important to know what options that you have when it comes to making sales so that you can make the right decision for yourself, because the last thing that you want to do is have your central nervous system feeling like a pretzel because you started with a strategy that just may not be best for you, where your income is right now, what your level of safety it feels good for you, and what your threshold is, especially your emotional threshold, okay? So it's not, just to recap, it's not that low budget isn't safe. It's just low budget is where ads go to die slowly, okay? And if you're going to run ads, commit to at least $50 a day. Get your answers fast, and don't waste months on math that may not work for you, okay? Now, just to wrap up this video, now that you've watched this, the next thing for you to go and watch is definitely my other video where I go through the 7-day rule and the 7-day purchase rule. So if you're going to follow this strategy right here, highly recommend. The next problem that you're going to face is knowing what ads to turn off and what ads are ready to scale. So definitely go and watch that video after this one. I go through my number one 7-day 10 purchase rule where I cover what to do within your first 7 days. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. Make sure that if you found this super valuable, comment down below. I would love to know what really stood out to you in this video. And don't forget to subscribe, because there are 3 videos dropping on my channel every single week. So I'll see you in the next video.